Yes, ma'am.
No, it did not pass. Where's your pass?
I'm happy to announce tonight, even though I am a presiding bishop, I'm a pastor of a 165-year-old church. I oversee churches around the world. I keep saying I'm not running to be the pastor of the state of Alabama.
All right, now.
I'm running to be the governor.
That's right.
So I have if you check me out just today, there's a very extensive article that says I was just endorsed by a great cannabis coalition because I have a hybrid hemp plan. And that hemp plan basically says the ban that we saw in Alabama was wrong in that no citizens were allowed to discuss what took place and why the ban is actually in place or where it is now. So my hybrid plan involves working with the legislature. Now, let me just say this, as governor, I cannot just go back in and reverse legislation, but I can work with coalitions. I can work with people to make sure that when we have issues, not just hemp, but it could be something else. You might say it's hemp today, but it may be, with the government's overreach, something else that's important to you that's legal right now. And we have business owners in Alabama who work hard to invest in their stores that are now seeing where their stores had to close. And they're Republicans, they're Democrats, they're independents, they're people who don't even affiliate with parties who've come to me and said, Will, you're the voice of reason. You're listening to what our concerns are. So first of all, we need a candidate that will listen. And I didn't listen based on what my religious beliefs may be. They guide me morally, right? But I listen to people from the perspective of this. There's some people out there, my dad fought in Vietnam, like some of you may have. He came back with a disability. He came back obviously being exposed to toxic chemicals. He's exposed to Agent Orange, even had to fight cancer as a result of it. But there's some veterans, different wars, different theaters, who've come back with pain that they were managing with hemp, managing with some type of cannabis or whatever it may have been. Why does the government feel it necessary to overreach into a person's life? Another woman might have been dying of cancer, dying of some terminal disease. And in our state right now, there are people who have to decide between food and health care. There's some people who might say, I've gone to the VA, I've gone all these places, and I know we have a medical doctor in here as well. I can talk about mental health from a whole nother level. But long story short, there are people who have exhausted every avenue they can, and they can't get the help they need, but they found it in this non-traditional way of treating or non-traditional way of coping. How does the government have that type overreach? I'm going to step off for a second, and I know I'm getting a whole lot of trouble with some of you for this, but our government should not be telling people what they can and can't do as it relates to certain decisions that are reserved for you, your healthcare provider, and the family that you are surrounded by. But our government has decided we're going to tell you when to stand, when to sit, what you can buy, what you can't. That's not government, and that's not what our government should be about. It should be about the people having the power, the people in this democracy, and that's what we're seeing eroding away. Every day, I'm going to leave it alone, but every day we see some freedoms being snatched away. We see people being told they have, even right now, we have a former president who is being threatened to be arrested. We have an Oprah, a former vice president and a presidential candidate who is being threatened about being arrested. That should not be in our democracy. I know nobody's going to cheer for that kind of stuff, but it's for real. I'm last to say this, and I'm going to your next question. We have today a senator that I'll be running against who is talking about ICE, and it's okay them doing what they're doing. I have a son who stands about my height, who has long hair flowing down his shoulders. I'm afraid if my son or even I walked out in the wrong place, I can be detained.
That's right.
So we have to be very concerned about where we're at right now. Every Alabamian ought to be free to make their decisions that are lawful and within the boundaries of the law and are ethically sound. That's where we should be in Alabama. And right now, even with this hemp ban and everything that's going on since, we've seen where these freedoms are taken away.
All right. All right.
You mentioned Medicaid expansion.
Yes, ma'am.
What plans do you have? You are that is going to help with this Medicaid crisis.
Well, I could come in day one and expand Medicaid with the help of good legislators and activists like yourselves. But can I just roll through some numbers real fast?
Yes, go ahead.
Right now, you like numbers? Are you sure you like numbers? We're gonna go real fast. At a tune of about $228 million, we could implement Medicaid or expand it in Alabama. The federal government will come along and take care of 90% of that bill. Just figure at $22.8 million in terms of an investment, we have Medicaid coming this way. We then have $397 million that would come back to Alabama. Who wouldn't give $228 million to get $397 million? You need to ask yourself, why hasn't Alabama expanded Medicaid? Going beyond that, we put 20,000 people to work. We cover nearly 300,000 people as it relates to Medicaid. Now I'm throwing all these numbers out. These are real numbers. Check them out. Even if you went to the high side and said 400 million as far as the implementation, we're still only investing 40, and look at where we're going. So right now, the big beautiful bill, one big beautiful bill to be exact, has cut into Medicaid, or will cut in about $1 trillion over a 10-year period. To answer that, our government has said, well, we're going to give you $50 billion over about a 6-year period. That's not enough money to help our rural health care centers. They will still close. They will still face problems. And so, again, I go back to this investment. It's minimal. Now, in 2026, there are going to be some changes that will occur, and some argue, well, we could get into investing, and it's going to cost us more in the long term. Even if we had to pay $228 million for the next so many years until the law changes again, we are still in a better place where more Alabamians are covered. Since I've been serving and working in Alabama, 2016, there have been 900,000 people in poverty. In congressional districts like this one, you can find where there are over 190,000 women alone sometimes who don't have access to health care. You can find right now where I keep saying a number of hospitals are going to close, 300 perhaps over the United States, but we're looking at, again, 19 closing in the state of Alabama. We have some of the highest infant mortality rates, maternity mortality rates, and people in most cases not just 45 minutes away from their job, drive time, but the hospital visit time is over an hour. That does not make sense in 2025. Now, enough numbers for you? All right. We can do better. Alabama can. Alabama will. All right. Help me. What other questions do you have for me? I know you want to go. You all gonna be sleeping. I'll still be driving home. Thank you for being active in this government process. Thank you, County Chair. Thank you to all of you who are working here tonight, Pastor Bishop, all of you, my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna say this one more time. We have a real chance to flip Alabama. We have a real chance to make a difference. Let's not say it's not gonna work, it's not possible. When we say we can't, we won't. When we talk about pools being, I'll just say bulldozed over, covered with dirt, I mean, that should not be. When we talk about communities where we want the 18 to 29-year-olds to get involved with government, and we're showing them that their voice doesn't count, they will become people who don't even want to vote. And so we have to work to let people know you are part of this work. Whether you want to call this a constitutional republic, a democracy, whatever term you want to use, the people have a say about what happens. We look at congressional lines that are drawn unfairly, improperly, when we're still talking about the fact that we have people who are being misrepresented and people that don't even have, that should not be in 2025. I did a few John Lewis speeches over the last few weeks. Talk about my time spent with him and what he's done, but he's now deceased, and we're still fighting for voters' rights, education, and legislation. Something's not right about that. This is not just a black thing, a white thing, it's a Hispanic thing, a Latino. We can keep on going. Everybody should be speaking up right now. And for everybody at home that's throwing bricks at the TV and cussing at the radio, no, you need to get out and go to work. You need to tell everybody in your community that they need to get out and help our local leaders do what they need to do and hold people accountable. When people take a whole 2 hours out like this and willing to sit with you, I'm on a soapbox now. I would say my help's coming on, but the bishop might pull me down. When we have people willing to fight, get behind those people. Me and some other people, I mean, we drive around, get death threats, won't let my children open up the mailbox because what's in there. People get nasty in Alabama. But guess what? I'm not going to stop fighting because I believe in you. These candidates believe in you. These Democratic leaders believe in you. These pastors and bishops and friends in the room, we believe in each other. So please, tell everybody you can, get out and vote. All right. Thank you all for this opportunity. May God bless you all. I'm Will Boyd. One more time, your next governor, great state of Alabama. Thank you, moderator.